The appearance of Stellan Skarsgård's Luthen Rael in a recent Star Wars episode, with Andor setting up a huge Jedi cameo, has made us question several aspects of the series. Also, the Easter egg in Andor calls back to devise a New Hope moment. What questions do we have? What was the Easter egg? Watch this video to the end to find out about all these. First up, Andor's callback just set up a massive Jedi cameo. Do you recall when fans were warned not to look for any Easter eggs in the Andor previews? That proved to be an even less compelling ploy than the claim that Supreme Chancellor Palpatine is not Darth Sidious. While it's true that the spy thriller from showrunner Tony Gilroy lacks the typical overt fan service, it has turned out to be a much deeper exploration of the franchise's mythology than anybody had anticipated. Just watch the most recent one. While most of the Axe Forgets was occupied by Cassian Andor, played by Diego Luna, and a group of rebels plotting an Imperial payroll heist on Aldhani, Luthen Rael, played by Stellan Skarsgård, who made a fleeting cameo, left us wondering even more about the mysterious leader of the rebellion. Rael is a character that is obviously hiding a lot of things, because by day, he's a long-haired vendor of lost artifacts, and by night, he's a weathered rebel. Is there more to Rael's narrative than meets the eye? We already know he despises the Empire, and is leading two separate lives to conceal his activities. As an illustration, the assortment of objects in his Coruscant Galleria suggests that he may have some connections to the Jedi and the Sith. A pair of holocrons, Star Wars data cubes that typically hold antiquated knowledge about the light and evil sides of the Force, are among the several items for sale in his store. Holocrons have been mentioned before outside of the movies, such as MacGuffins in the animated Star Wars Rebels series, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, and numerous books, even though this is their first appearance in a live-action production. How do these artifacts affect Andor, though? Some fans have asserted that the holocrons in the episode are reproductions because of their enormous size compared to earlier appearances. Keeping actual Jedi and Sith artifacts in the open like that during the Empire's reign would be risky, let alone keeping them close to one another. Others, however, believe that these Andor Easter eggs are really teasing the conclusion of Season 1 and a possible cameo on par with Luke Skywalker's appearance in The Mandalorian. Given that prominent cameos, like those of Luke, Ahsoka Tano, also in The Mandalorian, Cad Bane in the Book of Boba Fett, and Qui-Gon Jinn in Obi-Wan Kenobi, have come to be associated with Star Wars productions, it wouldn't be all that strange. Are those holocrons going to be claimed by someone? The most significant inquiries are, who is the show about to reveal, and is it a Jedi or a Sith? In Episode 4, Genevieve O'Reilly's character, Mon Mothma, mentioned adding a new member to the Rebel Alliance. If Jimmy Smits' portrayal of Senator Bail Organa isn't making a comeback, then it's probably another Force user. That's despite the fact that Andor takes place more than 10 years after Order 66 and the rise of the Empire. If it is a Jedi, it would make perfect chronological sense. But there's also a chance that the Force user could be an eviler character. The Holocron Hunter may not even be a member of Team Luthen, as he journeys to the dark side of the Force. Interestingly, Starkiller's armor is also a part of Rael's collection. Although this beloved The Force Unleashed character is no longer canon, it's feasible that the tale of Darth Vader's unhappy pupil may be changed in some way for Disney continuity. Sam Witwer's live-action appearance has been requested by fans for as long as Monahan has. However, it's also possible that the big Jedi twist will originate from within the residence. Along with the holocrons, Luthen's gift to Cassian, a blue kyber crystal that can power a lightsaber, raises the possibility that he's connected to the Force. The idea that Luthen Rael himself might be a Jedi in hiding following Order 66 was advanced by Reddit user u/Soden. According to their speculation, the kyber crystal came from his lightsaber or belonged to a slain ally. Given that Luthen appears to be the owner of Jedi Master Plo Koon's Keldor breathing apparatus, it's not implausible that the two were acquainted. Why Rael would part with such a rare treasure raises questions, regardless of whether it serves as a key to unlock the holocrons or as a means for Cassian to demonstrate his allegiance to the Republic when he encounters some unexpected Jedi. Next up, Andor Easter egg calls back to Divisive A New Hope moment. In the most recent Andor on Disney Plus episode, there were gunshots at daybreak. On Aldhani, Cassian Andor, Diego Luna, eventually got around to the major Imperial heist after joining a disorganized gang of rebels. Even though Vel, Faye Marseille, and the others aren't convinced of Cassian's motives at first, it comes out that someone else was a traitor all along. Some have praised Andor Episode 6 as the best thing to come out of the galaxy far, far away in the Disney period, with the Eye of Aldhani graphics leaving mouths open as one of the franchise's history books. But when it comes to classic Star Wars scenes, one in particular has roots all the way back in a contentious scene from A New Hope in 1977. In The Eye, there were undoubtedly gunshots, but happily, it's clear who opened fire first. Cassian and the other rebels escaped escape from the Mission Impossible-inspired theft with the Imperial payroll. They settle down on a neighboring planet to look for medical treatment for Karis Nemec, Alex Lothar. While Val keeps an eye on Nemec as Dr. Quadpaw tends to him, Cassian and Skeen, Eben Moss Backrack, talk outside. Here, Skeen reveals his real colors and offers to split the winnings with Cassian at a rate of 40 million credits each in order to fly away with the reward. Although it would be canonically feasible for Cassian to betray his companions in Rogue One and remain a member of the Rebel Alliance, he doesn't give Skeen the opportunity to betray the group. Without a second thought, Cassian kills the traitor and decides to utilize the portion of the money he was initially promised to board a ship and go. Skeen's jump scare demise, whether deliberate or not, surely serves to invoke the who shot first controversy from A New Hope. The contentious sequence, which has seen countless changes over the years and has come to symbolize the making of Star Wars films, appears to be George Lucas's pet peeve. In the conflict, which takes place in the Mos Eisley Cantina, Greedo, a bounty hunter, corners Harrison Ford's Han Solo and makes him sit down under threat of force. Greedo claims that he's been waiting for Han to be killed for a very long time. Solo responds, "I'll bet you have," and 2 blaster shots are subsequently fired. Despite Lucas's desires, the 1977 original cut included a close-up of Greedo's face and the sound of a shot, implying that Han fired first. In the controversial 1997 special edition, Greedo fired first but missed, setting up Han's devastating self-defense shot. Over time, the filmmaker yo-yoed between various edits, changing the scenario's ending. The McClunky edition of A New Hope on Disney Plus in 2019 was designed to make it appear as though Han and Greedo were shot simultaneously. The controversy over who fired first has eclipsed the significance of the actual sequence over time. Critics contend that the 1997 cut lessens the impact of his transformation from anti-hero to hero. However, just because he fired first doesn't make Cassian Andor any less of a hero. In fact, you might argue that because of his ultimate sacrifice in Rogue One, he actually comes out on top over Han. Cassian isn't exactly the all-or-nothing rebel we saw on the big screen in Andor, but he also isn't just a cold-blooded killer. No, he doesn't think twice about shooting when protecting his neck. However, he regrets accidentally murdering a Preox Morlana Corpo in the series' opening scene. He promptly kills the other Corpo to hide his tracks and get rid of the witness because he's forced to act by the circumstances. There's no denying that Luke, Leia, and Han have amassed a few stormtroopers during their struggle against oppression, even though killing people isn't the best thing to do if you want to be a good hero. Some would even contend that Skeen is even more evil than the usual Imperial infantry goon, because in addition to fabricating his terrible past, he also prepared to sell out the rebellion at a moment's notice. He gives a damn about nobody and nothing. Ultimately, Skeen's assertion that they were similar is what most likely persuaded Cassian to fire the shot. That comparison has a flaw because it's obvious that Cassian has a moral compass. In the first episode of Andor, Cassian might have jumped at the chance to acquire enough money to buy the fanciest apartment in Coruscant, keep himself in blue milk till the end of his days, and continue looking for his sister. But after only 6 episodes, Casa has already evolved a little. We've come to the end of this video. Thank you for watching. Please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Kindly inform us in the comments section about any series or movie you want us to feature on our channel.